Welcome to Muscatine Muskie Basketball here on Discover Muscatine and the Muskies Sports Network. I'm Joel Krausar, sitting in for my partner Brian Musell, who has the night off, is legendary athletic director, Mr. Chuck Van Heck. Chuck, welcome aboard.
Great to be here, thanks.
You know, it's a fun night. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Muscatine against Davenport Assumption, a storied rivalry in every sport, but it always seems like these girls basketball matchups produce some special evenings, and we have another special evening tonight. It's Jeff Tank Night, the former Muscatine Muskie head girls basketball coach, many-year coach, a coach that you know very well, Chuck, as you were the AD that hired him. We'll talk a little bit more about Jeff as we move on tonight. Jeff unfortunately passed away this fall from cancer, and so we'll get a little bit more details on the Jeff Tank memory that we'll be celebrating tonight, as we are here for Muskie girls basketball. Davenport Assumption against Muscatine. We're going to step away for 2 minutes, and we'll be back on the Muskie Sports Network and Discover Muscatine.
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
All right, guys, we got some great news. There's a rumor out there there's a huge sales call coming in today.
Good thing Jimmy's not here to steal my thunder again.
A big sale? I wonder who it is.
Did I pack a tuna sandwich this morning?
Why wasn't I in the last commercial?
All right, everyone on the same page?
You guys are not going to believe this. I got it. Oh. Hello, this is Jim. Can I help you?
Yep. Thank you for the business.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best, Bosch Pest Control.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
At Avenue Subs, our sandwiches are sliced fresh, made to order, using only quality ingredients. They are topped the way you like it, along with one of our delicious sauces. Make sure you try one of our daily soups or get one of our baked potatoes. They are loaded and guaranteed to fill you up. If pot roast is your thing, try our signature sandwich, the Avenue. And remember, you can eat it here with us or have it delivered.
And we're back at Muscatine High School, the Muscatine Muskie girls basketball team taking on Davenport Assumption tonight. Joel Krausar on Discover Muscatine along with Chuck Van Heck. And Chuck, it's Jeff Tank night. And let's get a little bit into what Coach Tank was and who he was and what he meant to the program. Longtime girls coach. You know, you, like I mentioned in a little bit ago, you hired him as the girls basketball coach, but not just a legendary coach, a legendary official, and just member of the community as well.
Jeff was a consummate coach. He always was tremendously well prepared. He was also fiercely competitive. His strength was really as a defensive coach, and had some really good teams. But more importantly, he was a better person. You'll see, by the way, the number of kids that are back here tonight to honor him at halftime. And what a tribute to Jeff. And a lot of the Tank family's over there. His mother's there. And it'll be just a tremendous evening. Sad, but very appropriate.
Yeah, I didn't know him as a coach. He didn't coach any of the sports that I played, but I played with his stepson, Mitch Prashak. He was a year older than me, and I knew his son, Aaron Tank, very well. So I knew him more as the dad and the supportive person, coming to watch us play. So it's just a tremendous outpouring of support for the Tank family here tonight, and it's a really enjoyable thing to see. And you mentioned he was such a defensive-minded coach. He would love to see what Coach Orvis is doing with this team this year. Is the last 3 games, top defensive team in the state of Iowa. Tremendous defensive effort from the Muskies we've seen the last few weeks.
Yeah, you'd love to see that. There's no doubt about it. Hopefully it can work out tonight.
It is the Hy-Vee Market Grill Express pregame show. The Muscatine Muskies taking on Davenport Assumption. Again, Assumption 10-5 coming into tonight's game. The Muskies are 10-7. Muscatine is led in scoring by Zoe Long, the junior guard, at 13.1 points per game. Emily Webking has really boosted her average the last few weeks, 7.5 points per game for Emily. And then Ava Schubert is going to lead the way for the Assumption Knights, 8.6 points per game. Anna Wohlers at 8 points per game, leading the way for Assumption. And Chuck, I know that when you look at Muscatine, what they've been able to do on this 4-game winning streak that they're riding, it's been defense, the rebounding of players like Maddie Peterson, who's leading the state in rebounding the last 3 weeks. It's they've really focused on that effort, and that has been their momentum in these 4 wins.
Yeah, it's really carried them in these 4 wins, and it'll be interesting to see tonight how well they can pull that off again. Isn't it amazing how young both teams are?
Yeah.
They're just a real bunch of underclassmen, both teams, and
Webking is the only senior on the Muskie roster, and just 3 seniors on the roster for Assumption. So both teams are functioning at a high level with a lot of underclassmen getting quality minutes. We have the starting lineups for the Muskies and the Knights presented by our starting lineup sponsor, which is that's going to be brought to you by Hy-Vee Market Grill Express. And starting the way for the Knights, we have Katie Anderson, the junior guard, Dawson Dorsey, as well as A.J. Schubert, and then number 22, Anna Wohlers, as well as number 32, Corey Whitlock. And then for the Muskies, their usual starting 5, Zoe Long, Emma Zillig, Emily Webking, and then Riley Moss, who's the defensive stopper, along with Maddie Peterson in the lineup for the Muskies. So 4 juniors and a senior starting off for the Muskies. And Assumption, they like to press. They like to get up there and change their momentum, and that's what led to their victory on December 17th. They forced a lot of turnovers against the Muskies, and they were just never going to get their offense on track.
They've always been an aggressive team, and I'm sure they haven't changed their philosophy at all. And it's going to be 2 really good defensive teams going at it. Hopefully we can get the edge.
Yeah, the Knights led by head coach Caitlin McNamara, assisted by Mike Tisson, Byron Klosterman, and Sam Johansson. And the Muskies led by Susan Orvis, assisted by Scott Morrell, and managers Ellie Howard and Hannah Keith. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to rise now for our national anthem.
The officials this evening, Mr. Brian Skipper, Mr. Kenneth Fogarty, and Mr. Jeff Freeze. Gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor America, playing the national anthem by the MHS Pep Band.
national anthem that I've heard across the state.
It really is. I really like it.
It's got a little jazz influence there, which is apropos because a lot of those students will be waking up early tomorrow morning and playing at the Iowa State Jazz Festival, which is actually held here at Muscatine High School tomorrow. So if you want to see some great Eastern Iowa jazz bands, this is the place to be tomorrow for that.
It'll be a great show.
I wonder if Brian Musell will be over there. I know he's a big Chuck Mangione guy. He might try to see if there's some flugelhorn action going on in the auditorium here next weekend.
Sneak in there.
It's really one of the better events that Muscatine hosts, and we're able to do that. Jeff Hyde and Lee Plummer do such an outstanding job with our bands, and they'll be ready to go tomorrow, but they're ready to go tonight, just like the girls for Muscatine and Assumption are ready to tip off. Maddie Peterson will be tipping off against A.J. Schubert. He's just a freshman. That's a tall, long freshman there.
And she's good.
Leading scorer. Peterson's tip is controlled by Natalie Moore. Moore kicks it back out. Gets it to the elbow. Corey Whitlock knocks down the free throw line jumper for an early 2-point lead for the Muskies. Long inbounds it to Zoe, to Webb King. And we see that 1-2-1-1 press. Long brings it across, gets it to Moss. Moss dribbles it around front over to Webb King. Back to Long. Looks like a 1-2-2 extended zone look here for the Knights. Zillig in the corner. A little overplay there on the defensive front. And Long moves the ball back around the arc. Webb King in the corner. Looking to move the ball. Good patience here from the Muskie offense. Skip past to Webb King. Shot fake. No baseline. And as the Muskies continue to move the ball around the perimeter. Looks like Zoe Long trying to find a feed in there to Peterson in the high post. And there she gets into the high post. 3 ball by Webb King. No good. Rebound by Dawson Dorsey.
Didn't make it, but that's the way to move the ball.
And the Knights push the ball up the floor. Dorsey over to Moore. Moore back to Dorsey. They get it to Schubert in the high post. It's a drive shot. Nope, no good. Rebound by Emma Zillig. No ball handler is left alone by this Knight defense as Long brings it up the floor. The zone defense forcing Muscatine to make crisp passes around the perimeter. Webb King almost trapped there. She gets it over to Zillig. Zillig back to Long. Over to Webb King.
They're going side by side. That's what they need to do.
Yep.
Reverse the ball.
Assumption, really quick feet in their hand. They keep their hands active. Long for 3. Oh, in and out. Rebound by Peterson. Peterson's shot blocked. Kept alive by Riley Moss. Webb King gets it back to Long. Moss in the corner. And Webb King tries to probe that wing. Ooh, dangerous pass. Recovered by Long. Webb King shot. Shoot, oh, a little intercepted. And then the officials let that play on. And Muscatine's able to keep possession.
They're fortunate there.
Moss gets it over to Zillig. Zillig into Peterson. Peterson, double team, kicks it back out. There's some crisp passing right now from the Muskies. Moss gets it over to Webb King, gets it inside to Peterson, and she turns it over. Steal for Katie Anderson. Gets it inside to Moore. Moore shot blocked by Peterson. Riley Moss gets the rebound. Long pushes it up the floor to Zillig. The Muskies have really controlled the time of possession so far, just no points to show for it. Long with the long 3, no good. Rebound Whitlock. Dorsey brings it up the floor. Over to Moore. Inside to Schubert, deflected by Moss. As the Knights really want to get the ball inside. Rebound there. Whitlock, shot was up, no good. Rebounded by Peterson. That was a good second chance opportunity for the Knights.
Well, we're handling the boards pretty well.
Zoe Long brings it up for the Muskies. Skip pass to Zilla, good ball movement. Webking, patience on the offensive end for the Muskies right now. And that is an errant skip, turnover Muscatine. Just a little too high there from Moss to Webking.
We've got to limit our turnovers, that's for sure.
Assumption brings it up the floor. Dawson Dorsey sets up the offense. 2-0, Muscatine trailing the Knights with just over 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Moore tries to feed it inside, gets it over to Dorsey in the corner. Back to Moore. Shot fake and drive by Moore. Anderson works it back around the perimeter. Inside to Schubert. Left hand up and good. And now here comes the press. Schubert with a nice finish there over the left hand.
She's got excellent moves inside.
Moss brings it over the timeline. Long tries to set this offense up. And Peterson gets caught with the travel. I don't think she was expecting to have as much space as she was afforded there. Another turnover for the Muskies.
We've got to get some shots up. We can't have those turnovers.
Dawson Dorsey brings it up. She gets it over to Moore. Natalie Moore skips it to Anderson. Back to Moore. And there's the feed into Schubert. Shot fake and reset. Shot is up and good. Three-pointer for Katie Anderson. The Knights lead 7-0. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Long gets it over the timeline to Zillig. The Knights defense just forcing the Muskies to be patient. Moore digs in, almost gets a steal. Over to Moss, back to Long. Working it around the perimeter to Zillig. Jumper up by Peterson, no good. Rebound Schubert. Ooh, a turnover. Webking and Moss create a steal. Webking shot up, no good. Schubert pulls down the rebound. And now Dorsey wants to push it. Good post feed and finish there for Corey Whitlock. 30-second timeout here for Coach Susan Orvis as the Knights get out to a 9-0 run here to start the game.
Their zone defense is really giving us problems. We're moving the ball well, but we got to get some shots up. We already have 3 turnovers, and that's just too many at this point.
The Muskies just not able to convert on their offense. And again, it's the patience that Assumption forces you to play with. They make you really have to probe and find a good shot because they're contesting almost every defensive possession.
Yeah, they've got a good game plan. And offensively, they've been able to get the ball down to their inside, and it's hurt us.
And we see Avery Eagle checking into the ball game for the Muskies. She'll come in for Peterson, and she is a post who can stretch. She's got a really good jump shot. She can hit the three. So that's a nice little counter, I think, here from Coach Orvis, trying to maybe get some more offense generated from the post with their more jump shooter at that position.
She's a good shooter. There's no doubt about that.
Grace Bodie also checks into the game for the Muskies. She brings it across the timeline. So Zillig, Bodie, Webking, and Eagle on the floor for the Muskies, along with Zoe Long. Works over to Bodie. Gets it inside to Eagle. Kicks it back out to Webking. Webking shot fake, drive. Floater is up and no good. And rebound by Schubert.
That was a good shot. Just didn't.
Dawson Dorsey brings it up the floor, and they are going to call a travel. Good defense there from Zoe Long, holding her position.
Yeah, it could have been an offensive charge, but traveling's fine.
And now the full extended pressure here. Full court man-to-man, it looks like, with a little trap. Bodie gets turned over into Whitlock. No good. Whitlock with the rebound and is able to follow her shot. 11-0. here in the first quarter, and that's going to be a kick out of bounds. 26.2 seconds to go in the first quarter. Muscatine scoreless, and the Knights with 11.
When they score, they can put that pressure on, and then it's really tough to get up.
Yeah, the pace really, it dictates. And Assumption's doing whatever they want right now. Muscatine gets it over the timeline. Long over to Bodie. Into Zillig. Zillig, good post feed to Eagle. Back out to Bodie. 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Webking is trapped. She tries to get a shot up, and it is out of bounds. Just nothing coming easy for the Muskies tonight.
We know how to attack it, but we just can't have anything easy.
Well, and some of that is just the length of this Assumption team. All these girls have long arms, and they understand how to play in their system. Here's the three from Moore. No good at the buzzer. And that's the end of the first quarter. The Muscatine Muskies trail 11-0. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. You're listening to Muskie Girls Basketball on Discover Muscatine and the Muskie Sports Network.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
And you're back at Muscatine High School. Joel Krausar and Chuck Van Heck on the call for Discover Muscatine. Muscatine Muskies trail 11-0 as we begin the second quarter. It leads Avery Eagle up and breaks the scoreless streak of the Muskies with a good basket down low.
That's what we need to do, is be more aggressive like that.
Dorsey brings it up the floor for the Knights. She gets it over to Moore. On the floor for the Muskies, Moss, Long, Eagle, Zillig, and Bodie. Little zone look here from the Muskies. Whitlock gets it on the baseline. Shot up, no good. Rebound by Riley Moss. Some help from Grace Bodie. And that missed bucket, that allows Muscatine to not let Assumption set up that press. Long works it over the corner, around the perimeter to Moss. Skip pass to the corner to Bodie. Gets it back to Moss. And another turnover for the Muskies. That's something that's really bit them today.
We've had 7 turnovers. 3 of them have turned into baskets, so it's a difficult thing to do.
And that's
it's hard to overcome.
The Muskies get set up defensively. Dorsey over to Moore around the perimeter. Gets it out to Anderson. Dangerous pass from Dorsey to Moore, and they're going to call a foul on the Muskies. The first foul of the night. Number 22, Emma Zilla, getting her first foul.
We actually have played pretty good defense, except for when they score on the turnovers.
Both of these teams are defensive-minded as Avery Eagle picks up a foul.
They're just a little more aggressive than we are right now. Hopefully we can turn that around.
Corey Whitlock will go to the line. The senior forward makes the first of 2. Excuse me. Checking into the game is Anna Wohlers. She goes to the line. And the second free throw for Wohlers is good. Some of our other fine broadcast sponsors, Avenue Subs, Boonies on the Avenue, and Excel Auto Glass, along with Nutrition Outlet and Bash and Bounce, bringing you Muskie Athletics with Discover Muscatine. Riley Moss gets it over on the wing, gets back to Zoe Long. Grace Bodie dribbles it around the perimeter, gets it to Long. Skip pass from Moss to Bodie. Zillig for three, Long, rebound Moss, up and good. Good offensive board there for Riley Moss.
Turned out to be a great pass.
As Dorsey brings it up for the Knights. Gets it to Moore, inside to Schubert. And a good steal by Riley Moss.
She's quick, really plays great defense.
Zoe Long directs traffic here for the Muskies. Emma Zillig on the left wing. Into the high post to Eagle, back out to Long. Got to work the angles here for the Muskies. Into the high post. Three, up and no good. Long rebound gathered by Emma Zillig. Into Avery Eagle, back out to Moss. And Long sets up the offense. 13-4, Assumption leads Muscatine. Just over 5 to play here in the first half. Riley Moss drives baseline, kicks it to Zillig. Back around to Bodie. Bodie takes it strong, and that's going to be deflected out of bounds, so that'll be Muskie ball.
Zoe's got to keep shooting that three ball. She can hit that.
And Maddie Peterson's going to check back into the game. Some really quality minutes there for Avery Eagle for the Muskies.
Did a very nice job.
Long for three off the inbounds, no good. And that's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Muskies, so it'll be Assumption ball. The Muskies got the look they were looking for there off the inbounds. Long just unable to hit the shot.
Yep, she's a good shooter though. She'll hit him.
Dorsey over to Anderson. Another steal by Moss, but her toe went out of bounds. Man, she is so aggressive.
That's the hustle plays we need right there.
Yeah, those are the things that can turn the corner.
Yep.
Those can turn into points. Pass inside to Wohlers. The Muskie bench wanted to travel on that play. Bodie, she brings it up. Gets it to Zillig. Zillig shot up, no good. Rebound Peterson. Peterson pass deflected and stolen by Zillig. And that shot is up and good. Great hustle there for the junior.
We're picking it up on defense.
15-6, Muscatine trailing Davenport Assumption. 4:24 to play here in the first half. And as Moore tries to feed the ball to Schubert, just too hot of a pass. And a turnover for the Knights. Our halftime is brought to you by Toyota of Muscatine. Stay tuned for our postgame presented by Muscatine Power and Water and other fine sponsors of Muscatine Muskie Athletics. Wohlers gets off the turnover. She scores.
Wohlers has picked it up this last couple minutes.
Long brings it over the floor for the Muskies. Long for three. And it's good. Zoe Long.
When you're a shooter, you're going to make them eventually.
And I believe, I don't have the official stats, she is 2 3-pointers away from breaking the all-time three-point record for the Muscatine Muskie girls program. That pass is inside and blocked by Peterson. We're going to have a jump ball. Emma Zillig and Anna Wohlers going after it. Two good hustle plays there. And that will be a jump ball, and it will stay with the Knights. We got a timeout Assumption. It's going to be a full timeout. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. You are listening to Muskie Athletics on Discover Muscatine.
All right, guys, got some good news. There's a rumor out there there's a huge sales call coming in today.
Good thing Jimmy's not here to steal my thunder again.
A big sale? I wonder who it is.
Huh. Did I pack a tuna sandwich this morning?
Why wasn't I in the last commercial?
All right, everyone on the same page?
You guys are not going to believe this. I got it. Oh, hello, this is Jim. Can I help you?
Yep. Thank you for the business.
And we are back at Muscatine High School. Muscatine Muskie girls against Davenport Assumption. The 10-7 Knights visiting the 10-5 Muskies. Assumption lead, Chuck, 17-9 with 3:27 here to go in the first half.
Right. We came out pretty timid, and we've picked up the aggressiveness, and We still need to have some work to do, but we've cut into that lead.
Yeah, you have to fight fire with fire a little bit, and the Muskie defense is giving Assumption a little bit of their own medicine by getting in the passing lanes and being aggressive and causing turnovers. I will say this, Coach Orvis had some words for the officials. Feels like they have could call this a little bit different as Assumption with no team fouls.
And we've only have 2, so they're just letting them play.
Dorsey brings it around the perimeter. She gets it over to Moore. Moore with Grace Bodie. Man-to-man defense here for the Muskies. Bodie, tenacious D. Over to Anderson. Anderson defended by Long. On the floor for the Muskies. Long, Moss, Bodie, Eagle, and Peterson. Gets it inside to Wohlers. That pass is caught and finished by Corey Whitlock down low. Whitlock leading the way for the Knights with 8 points.
They know how to get the ball inside.
Inbound to Bodie, who gets it over to Long. And the Knights go to their 1-2-2 pressure. Skip pass back to Bodie. Eagle, good looking three, and she hits it.
That was a pretty shot.
12-19, Muscatine trails by 7, 2:25 to go here in the first half.
Eagles giving us a real spark.
That three presented by First National Bank of Muscatine. Riley Moss defending at the point. Dorsey crosses her over, drives. Peterson holds the ground, blocks the shot, but there's Whitlock with the offensive board and the second chance points.
Second chance points, Gillis.
And there's the first team foul on Assumption with 1:57 to go here in the first half as they lead Muscatine 21-12.
Wasn't much doubt on that one.
And both teams have played very aggressive defensively, but haven't accumulated a lot of team fouls. So
no,
it's been consistent.
Yeah, no, it isn't that they've missed a lot.
Moss brings on the wing. She gets it back to Bodie, who works it around to Long. Long to Eagle. Eagle back to Long. Bodie into the high post to Peterson. Peterson looks and gets it to Long. Peterson with a drive. And she's fouled on the floor, so this foul will be before the shot. Good strong take there from Maddie Peterson.
She's an aggressive player also. She's really worked hard, really improved a lot.
That'll be Whitlock's first foul, and Maddie Locken will check into the game. The sophomore guard. 1:30 to play in the first half. Assumption leads 21-12. Peterson with the jump shot up, no good. Rebounded by Locken.
Had a great look, just didn't hit. The iron was cruel.
Anderson will bring it up the floor for the Knights. Gets it to Locken in the corner. Back around the perimeter. Still looking to get inside are the Knights. Over to Moore. Moore to Anderson. And the ball swings around the perimeter. Whitlock catches it inside, gets it back out. Anderson for three. Shot up, no good. Rebound by Maddie Peterson. Phenomenal position. And then she draws the foul as Whitlock reaches in on her way by.
There's no doubt she was on her back.
1:02 to go here in the first half. 21-12, Assumption leads in this Mississippi Athletic Conference battle. Riley Moss brings it across the timeline. She gets it back to Bodie. Grace Bodie over to Zoe Long. Long and Bodie working the ball around the perimeter, probing it inside to Peterson. Three from Long, no good. Deflected by Moss, gathered by Wohlers, and Anderson looks to push. 40 to go here in the first half. And Assumption slowing down the tempo, maybe working for the last shot here, Chuck.
It looks like they're going to hold on to it.
Maybe someday we'll get that shot clock. Grace Bodie defending as Anderson has it at the top of the key over to Moore. Moore, Wohlers, almost stolen by Riley Moss. You can't telegraph it with 31 around. Moore with the strong take.
Nice block.
Shot blocked by Peterson. 4 seconds to go. Wohlers for three. No good. Short rebound up and good. At the buzzer, Moore with the strong finish.
That rebound is really tough.
But you know what? They waved the basket off. They did not count the basket. Okay. Or is Basket good. Basket is good. Basket is good. So Assumption leads 23-12 at the half. We're going to step away for 2 minutes, and we'll be back with the Toyota of Muscatine halftime report on the Discover Muscatine Muskie Sports Network.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best, Bosch Pest Control.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
At Avenue Subs, our sandwiches are sliced fresh, made to order, using only quality ingredients. They are topped the way you like it, along with one of our delicious sauces. Make sure you try one of our daily soups or get one of our baked potatoes. They are loaded and guaranteed to fill you up. If pot roast is your thing, try our signature sandwich, the Avenue. And remember, you can eat it here with us or have it delivered.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
Welcome back to Muscatine Muskie basketball here on the Discover Muscatine Muskie Sports Network. We have on the floor today Chuck Van Heck, my partner, Joel Kraus are on the call. We've got a co-ed dance routine here between the Muscatine Muskie dance team and some volunteers. It's been pretty entertaining. It's a little grease medley as the boys execute the worm.
That's the best thing they've done.
Well, you know, this is the sort of thing. This is good, though. This is
fun
to see.
That's fun for them.
Some guys out of their comfort zone, I'm sure, just helping some friends out. And this is the sort of thing that high school athletics is really all about.
Yeah, anything you can get for participation is important.
And the Muskies are participating against Davenport Assumption here. Assumption leads 23-12 in this girls Mississippi Athletic Conference basketball game. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Toyota of Muscatine halftime report, whether you're on the Discover Muscatine Facebook page, watching us on Discover Muscatine YouTube, or Muscatine Power and Water Fiber Channel 3 and MP&W Legacy Channel 17 and HD 717. We welcome you back on Jeff Tank Night here at Muscatine High School as we honor in a few minutes the late Jeff Tank, legendary Muscatine Muskie basketball coach, as Coach Susan Orvis's team trails 23-12 here in the first half, and it's really been all about the tempo that Assumption has set.
Well, you know, the first quarter 11-0, second quarter it's 12-12, so if we could have got off to a little better start, it'd be fairly interesting. But we've rebounded pretty well and cut our turnovers down that second quarter.
And I think right now we want to turn it over to Al Hilton, one of the voices of the Muskies, and so we can hear as they honor the late Jeff Tank and his memory and all he gave to the Muscatine Muskie girls basketball program.
Absolutely.
You know, he was a husband, he was a father, a grandpa, a farmer, a teacher, a coach, an umpire, referee. But on top of that, he was a high-quality person, and every one of these girls can attest to that too. Okay. The ones that we have here are Jenny Noel Furness, Beth Weber Thomas, Molly Terry Connor, Mirabelle Rivera, Erica Anderson, Vicki Lofgren Jones, Kim McCullough Swift, Kelly Inkstead, Gretchen Speech Schroer, is that right? I'm Schrader, okay, I'm sorry. Kara Goodwin Schroer, Sarah Anderson, Stephanie Aguero Miller, Rachel Chef Roth, Lupita Candela, Rachel Martin, Katie Morgan Herrick, Val Vargas Stagg, Stephanie Bishop Lerma, Sheila Seligman Niels, Johnny Gendrich, Sarah Garvin Store, Susan McCullough Bodie, Sarah McDonald Benson, Ann Cook Edkin, Julianne McDonald Gata, and Beth Keebler Weicker. It's 26 players out of probably close to 200 that he coached. Jeff was involved with Muscatine girls basketball for 28 years. 19 years he was the head coach. He won 228 games. He is the all-time winningest girls basketball coach, or just basketball coach in general, here at Muscatine High School. And I think that's a great accomplishment for Jeff. He coached teams to 5 state tournaments, including in 2003, we were the state runner-up. We had a lot of different coaches. I see Bob Long sitting over here in the stands. John Gendrich, I'm sure he's here tonight, part of the staff there. Ann Edkin was actually part of the staff throughout the season with us there. I really appreciate everybody coming out here. Katie Morgan Herring, I guess, she kind of wrote that, for all of us here, dozens of others who couldn't make it here tonight, he made a huge impact in our lives. He told us about hard work, commitment, passion, and intensity, among other things. We know how deeply he cared about every one of us, not just as basketball players, but as people. Okay, and they decided, they got together. I don't know who spearheaded it. I know Katie was one of the big ones that got on this. And they thought the best way to honor Jeff was to create a scholarship in order to give back to the program, give back to the community here. And they knew the goal had to be $10,000 in order to have it be forever. And through donations from the community, I'm sure a lot of you out here in the stands donated to it. I know about all these players donated some money to it, but they have raised over $17,000, which means that scholarship is now endowed and will be awarded indefinitely. That scholarship will go to a senior basketball player or a manager, okay, and who exemplifies the qualities of Coach Tank. Like we said, I know that my personal experience with working with Jeff, when talent was equal, I know Jeff was going to pull that win out. He was going to get these kids to execute because he was such a great person at preparing for the opponent. And that's just a true tribute to Jeff. I know he's got a lot of family members here tonight. I know a lot of Diane Cooney, I know a lot of those. Since we have those family members, please stand up here and recognize them too. Where are they at? Over here. And Molly, you got a jersey here in honor of Coach Tank. We're officially retiring a jersey tonight in honor of head coach Jeff Tank. Girls, turn around so Dave can get a nice picture for the journal. Diane, you can get a picture there for the journal. On behalf of myself, every one of his players, we'd like to thank all of you who donated to this scholarship. And definitely on a person who is very near and dear to us. We miss him more each day. And this is a way that we can remind ourselves of what a great person that Jeff Tank was. Thank you.
Thank you, Al.
Just a fine program there presented by Al Hilton, who is a longtime voice of the Muskies, but before that was a longtime sophomore girls basketball coach, worked with Coach Tank for many, many years, and a teacher in the school district. So you can see from the volume of players, Chuck, who have come back here as they all gather around for a photo, what this has meant to the community and meant to his former players. It's just a great showing of support for those who once played for Coach Tank, and as they honor him here tonight. You look at this collection of women who've come back here tonight. This isn't just the local people who have stayed around here. You see Sheila Sligman-Neal, who is my neighbor growing up. I know that she lives pretty far away, and she made the trek back home here to honor Coach Tank with her teammates.
Oh, this is a great evening, and Jeff would be embarrassed.
Yeah, this is the last thing that he would really want.
Yeah.
From what little I remember of talking with him.
That's the kind of guy he was. So it's a great tribute, and certainly
just generations. And some of the women who are back representing Coach Tank's teams have daughters who have played in the program currently. Grace Bodie's mom, I believe, is out there tonight as a former player.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
It's just the generations of Muskies here tonight. And then,
How are you?
And I'm sitting next to the next biggest celebrity in Muscatine, Chuck Van Heck, and some of the former players have come over to talk to Chuck. We're going to go ahead and step away after that magnificent moment honoring the late Jeff Tank. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. You're listening to Muskie Basketball on Discover Muscatine and Muskie Sports Network.
Why should someone bank at First National Bank?
Because we care about our customers and we're committed to meeting their financial needs, and we're also a big part of the community.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
All right, guys, we got some great news. There's a rumor out there there's a huge sales call coming in today.
Good thing Jimmy's not here to steal my thunder again.
A big sale? I wonder who it is.
Did I pack a tuna sandwich this morning?
Why wasn't I in the last commercial?
All right, everyone on the same page?
You guys are not going to believe this. I got it. Oh. Hello, this is Jim. Can I help you?
Yep. Thank you for the business.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best. Bosch Pest Control.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
And welcome back to Muscatine High School as the Muscatine Muskie girls are facing Davenport Assumption, Joel Krausar and Chuck Van Heck on the call here on Discover Muscatine. And Chuck, the Muskies trail 23-12 here as we get ready to start the second half. This is the Toyota of Muscatine halftime report. Corey Whitlock leading the way for Assumption with 10 points. Anna Wohlers right behind her with 6 as the Knights have really focused on getting the ball inside to their posts.
I think that's what they've done all year long, basically. I don't think they've changed their game plan any, and they moved the ball well. I thought the second quarter we came around pretty well, and hopefully we can continue to make progress in that area. We cut our turnovers down in the second quarter, and that really helped us a lot.
Yeah, the Muskies were trailing 11-0 at the end of the first quarter, and then it was 12-11 in the second quarter. 12-12, my math skills.
Yep.
Coach Hilton, he'd be disgraced as my former high school math teacher listening to me try to add on the air. So 12-12 in the second quarter, and Muscatine cuts into that lead. Now, when you look at what they're trying to do, Muscatine has really been able to break that pressure in the second quarter and limit their turnovers. Be interesting to see as Assumption tries to dial up that pressure. Does that open up more opportunities for some big shots? Avery Eagle came in that first half off the bench, leads the Muskies with 5 points. Riley Moss with a bucket, Emma Zillig with 2, and then Zoe Long with just 1 made field goal. The Muskies' offensive opportunities need to operate at a higher percentage here in the second half.
Yeah, we just need to keep being aggressive, keep moving the ball, and I think we'll have a chance to get back in this basketball game as long as we don't turn the ball over and we rebound just a little bit better on the defensive end.
It's amazing. It doesn't really matter what sport it is. If you can limit turnovers, you've got a good chance to win.
Yeah, you always do. And on the opposite, if you can create them,
absolutely,
you're in great shape.
And that's what Assumption will try to do, is the Muskies will start with the ball here at the beginning of the second half. As Long will take it up the floor for the Muskies. Gives it to Zillig in the corner. They get it inside to Eagle. On the floor, Eagle, Moss, Bodie, Long, and Zillig. Long gets it to the left wing. She swings it around to Bodie. Skip pass. Good ball reversal there over to Zillig. 3 up, no good. Tipped, rebound by Dawson, and she looks to push. Doesn't have the numbers. Backs it back out to Moore, over to Anderson. Anderson, the shooter for Assumption. Again, Assumption, no one player averaging in double figures, but they've got a bevy of them over 6 points per game.
Yeah, they have a balanced team.
Moore works it back around at the perimeter, over to Anderson. Dawson, 3 up, no good. And that's going to be a foul on Moore over the back. So after going most of the first quarter with either team committing a foul, a team foul, Assumption commits one in the first 54 seconds here in the second half.
That was a good block out, which created the foul.
Zoe Long brings it up for the Muskies. A little token pressure there from the Knights. Inside the Eagle. Eagle up, over, blocked by Schubert. And now Dawson looks to push.
That's what we want to do, though. Eagle has a nice steal there.
Good steal there from Avery Eagle. And we're coming back the other way. Skip pass over to Long from Zillig. And right back. Zillig attacks, and she's going to draw the foul on Schubert. Schubert got ball up top, but there was body contact, and that will send Emma Zillig to the line for 2.
That's what you have to do. Drive in there like that, and either they'll let you shoot it or you can probably get a foul.
Don't forget to go to discovermuscatine.com and their YouTube channels to see a highlight reel of tonight's game. You can also rewatch any Muskie football or basketball game all season long.
Heard a lot of great comments on it.
Zillig makes her second free throw. So Muscatine now trails by 9, 23-14, 6:29 to go here in the third quarter. Assumption breaks the press. Long looks to try to get her into a trap spot, and Dorsey drives for 2.
I don't know if that was control or not, but it went in. That's all that counts.
She's a very athletic point guard.
Yeah, aggressive.
As Bodie gets it to Zillig, inside to Peterson, who's checked in. Strong take there from Grace Bodie. And I think the message from Coach Orvis at halftime was be aggressive. Attack the rim, get to the free throw line.
Take it to the bucket and see what happens.
And Bodie will go to the free throw line. She's a 36% free throw shooter on the season, and she misses the first.
Neither team are very good free throw shooters for the entire season.
Wohlers checks into the game for the Knights. Whitlock gets a break. Bodie, just a sophomore, second free throw up and good. Anderson now will bring it up the floor for the Knights. Assumption, a rich tradition of girls basketball.
We've had some great games with them over the years.
I remember the Randy Ward battles.
Oh, they're unbelievable.
He was the coach there, the former Muskie legendary coach. No better freshman football coach in the history of Iowa than Randy Ward.
I believe you.
And that shot is up and good from Schubert, the leading scorer for the Knights, with her 4th point of the evening. Riley Moss drives baseline. She's blocked by Schubert. Such an effective force down low is Schubert for Assumption.
Only a freshman.
Yeah, she's probably growing still. That's impressive.
She played a lot of basketball, you can tell that.
Riley Moss gets it to Long. And now she attacks. Shot up, no good. And that'll be gathered by Dorsey, who now pushes it up the floor.
Good shot. Just
gets it over to Moore in the corner. She'll turn. Shot left-handed up, no good. And it's saved by Assumption.
Not quite.
And Bodie, was trying to box out and just let the ball go out of bounds.
Yep.
And I think Moore, or was it Schubert, with a great effort, trying to get it back in.
That was a foul.
And then we're going to have a timeout here. So that's a 30-second timeout. Good timeout usage by Coach Orvis there as Bodie was in distress, bringing it up the floor.
I've been impressed the way we've gone to the boards. This third quarter, we've missed a couple bunnies, but it's tough in there.
4:40 to go here in the third quarter. Muscatine trailing 27-15 as Davenport Assumption stretches their lead. Channel Seed bringing you Muskie Athletics. They're our tip-off sponsor all season long. And don't forget to check out the Hy-Vee Market Grill and other broadcast sponsors of Avenue Subs, Excel Auto Glass, Nutrition Outlet, Boonies, Bash and Bounce. And at the end of the game, we'll have our Guadalajara Offensive Player of the Game, our Chicharos Tequila Bar and Grill Play of the Game, and then our Eastern Iowa Community College Defensive Player of the Game.
Bunch of great sponsors, aren't they?
There's Scott Ingstead with First National Bank in the house tonight. His daughter Kelly was one of the former players who came tonight to recognize Coach Tank. They're our 3-point sponsor all season long. As Zoe Long works it around the perimeter to Bodie. Riley Moss feeds it inside to Peterson. Strong take up and missed and rebounded by Dorsey.
Had a good shot.
Dorsey over to Moore. Moore gets it back to Dorsey, who she drives. Shots up and good. She's knifing through that zone right now.
I think both teams got the same.
Yeah, Coach McNamara and Coach Orvis, no strangers to basketball, that's for certain.
Oh, no.
Trap creates another turnover. Muskie bench wanted a foul. Another errant pass there from Dorsey. Coach McNamara saying, whoa, slow it down here. Get under control, ladies. Anderson now has it on the right wing. Back to Dorsey. Into the post. Good ball movement from Wohlers. 3-ball up, no good. And that rebound is going to go out of bounds. I almost thought that hit the strap up above.
It did, but they didn't see it. It's still bouncing just a little bit.
So Assumption will have the ball underneath their own basket with Dorsey to inbounds. She gets it to Anderson. Moore at the top of the key. Anderson with the ball in the wing. They're trying to get the ball inside to Schubert, and they do, and she's able to turn and draw a foul on Eagle. Schubert really working hard to get post position.
Yeah, when she gets the ball, she knows what to do with it. Go straight for that bucket.
Might see the adjustment be to run a double team at that as Wohlers takes the inbound pass and gets it out to Anderson. Moore will skip it back around. Dorsey looking to feed Wohlers down low, goes back to Anderson. Wohlers shot for 3, no good. Good box out by Maddie Peterson. And the Muskies were able to secure the ball out of bounds.
Maddie did a really good job there.
Yeah, I was shielded, so I didn't exactly see how that play ended. Webb King will now bring it up the floor. She missed the second half of their game Tuesday night with a little irritated ankle, so we're interested to see. She had limited minutes in the first half as well. And Zoe Long works it around the top of the key over to Moss. Moss back to Long. Skips it over to Webb King. Webb King Inside to Peterson. Peterson turns, tries to go up and under. Good defense from the Knights. Webking drives, gets it to Peterson. Great feed for the finish.
That was an excellent play.
29-17, Muscatine trails. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. As Anderson works the offense around for the Knights. Over to Moore. Continues to work the ball around the perimeter. Backdoor cut. And Dorsey Dawson able to just sneakily work the baseline, and a good find from Anderson.
Excellent pass from Anderson.
There's just a situation of the Muscatine defense losing track of the baseline. Skip pass over to Webking. Webking thinks about it, but she works it back to Zoe Long. Inside to Peterson. Jumper up, no good. And that's going to be a rebound by Wohlers, and the foul will be on Webking.
That's one of those situations where you got to follow your shot. And I think she'd had a nice little layup there if she had.
We got a full timeout here from Susan Orvis and the Muskies. So we're going to step away here. Muscatine trailing Davenport Assumption 31-17. We'll be back in 30.
Channel Seed knows that farmers are never off the clock, and neither are they. Anybody can sell you seed. Only a Channel Seedsman gives you everything you need to make the most of it. See your local Channel Seedsman, Matt Fletcher in Muscatine. Channel Seed is a proud sponsor of Muskie Sports.
At Avenue Subs, our sandwiches are sliced fresh, made to order, using only quality ingredients. They are topped the way you like it, along with one of our delicious sauces.
Welcome back to Muskie Sports Network and Muskie Girls Basketball on Discover Muscatine. Joel Krausard, Chuck Van Heck. As a minute 36 to go here in the third quarter, Chuck, and Assumption's been able to stretch their lead out here in the second half.
Yeah, you know, they moved the ball really well, and they back cut very nicely and have gotten some shots. And we've had some shots, but we've missed them. We got to start hitting them. We move the ball and we get the shots.
Sometimes that's easier said than done when you've got the defensive capability here. We have either an equipment timeout or a blood situation here on Wohlers. It looks like Anna Wohlers is being checked out, so they're going to have to put a sub in.
Let's have a little blood, I think.
And then get a trainer over there as they worked on that.
Yeah, you know, when you have two strong defensive teams, it's difficult sometimes to say you got an easy shot.
Yeah. No shot was easy for me. I'm terrible. Dawson brings it up. Dawson Dorsey, excuse me. She gets over to Moore. Back over to Anderson. Anderson, Moore, Schubert, Dorsey, and Locken on the floor for the Knights. As Long, Eagle, Moss, Peterson, and Webking hold down the fort for the Muskies. And that's going to be an over-the-back call on Zoe Long. Good rebounding position there from Natalie Moore.
They're fundamentally solid. Both teams are.
And that's why you see, sometimes it's just a weird stylistic matchup. Muscatine.
Well, they've really shut down Zoe. She hasn't had too many open shots.
Yeah, I think she's only got 5 shots on the night.
Yeah, that's their plan, and they're doing it well.
Anderson with the ball at the top of the key. She works it over to Moore, inside to Schubert. Little give and go look. Good, well defended by the Muskies.
Maddie's working hard.
Locken gets it back to Dawson, to Dorsey. We're going to have a travel call.
Good
That's
job.
Another turnover for the Knights.
Riley Moss was really tough on that one.
39 seconds to go in the third quarter. Assumption leading 31-17. As Zoe Long inbounds for the Muskies. She gets it to Moss. And here's the pressure from Assumption.
We've handled that really pretty well.
Well, they change up so many different looks.
Yep.
It looks like they're going to pick you up full court, then they back off, and it's a trap. Like right there, there's a trap, and Dorsey's going to get called for the foul here.
But it was worth the gamble.
So that's 14 fouls on the Knights with 24.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Muscatine trailing 31-17. Long inbounds to Webking. Webking over to Moss. And they missed Eagle there on the cut. She was open. Webking for three. Short rebound, Eagle. She gets it back around to the guards. Riley Moss back to Webking. She drives baseline. Shot up at the end of the quarter is no good. We've played 3 here at Muscatine on the Discover Muscatine Muskie Sports Network. We'll step away for 30. Back for the fourth quarter. Assumption leading Muscatine.
At Avenue Subs, our sandwiches are sliced fresh, made to order, using only quality ingredients. They are topped the way you like it, along with one of our delicious sauces. Make sure you try one of our daily soups or get one of our baked potatoes. They are loaded and guaranteed to fill you up. If pot roast is your thing, try our signature sandwich, the Avenue. And remember, you can eat it here with us or have it delivered.
And we are back at Muscatine High School. It's the Discover Muscatine Muskie Sports Network. Muscatine trailing Assumption 31-17. Joel Krausar, Chuck Van Heck on the call. And Chuck, big fourth quarter here for the Muskies.
Yep. This was a low-scoring quarter. They outscored us 8-5. So we're down 14, but that's not out of it.
There's a lot of counterpoint going on between these two coaching staffs and these two teams. Very familiar with how each other play. And right now, Assumption still creating turnovers, still creating more offense than the Muskies. And unless Muscatine can get hot from behind the arc, it could be a tough hill to climb here these final 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think the first 3 minutes will tell the story.
And Assumption will start the ball with the fourth quarter as Dawson Dorsey brings it up the court. She goes over to Natalie Moore, and the trap is effective. And that ball was tipped over the half-court line, so that's why it was not an over and back call. Muskies got what they wanted, just unable to convert the turnover.
That's kind of.
And Riley Moss has 5 fouls to give here in the fourth quarter, and that's you can just let that dog hunt in that situation.
There'll be a few.
Right now, team fouls not an issue. Assumption with 4, Muscatine with 3. No one going into the bonus quite yet. As Assumption works the ball around, killing more clock. Schubert back to Anderson. Moss extends the defense. Webking now a trap. Skip pass to Dorsey. And she travels.
Yeah, I thought it was a travel.
I think the disgruntled Knight fans and bench, I don't know if they have an issue with the call. I think they just have an issue with which official on the floor made the call.
How it was called.
As Grace Bodie brings the ball up the floor for the Muskies. Moss patiently gets the ball to Peterson. She drives and could block and take away from Dorsey.
Something was going to happen there. Didn't quite what.
Just active hands from every player in red on the floor tonight. As Anderson sets up the offense, she'll get it back to Dorsey. And trap back over to Dorsey. That 3 is up, and it is no good. Rebound by Moore. And she'll turn it over as Zoe Long pushes it for the Muskies.
Got to block out on the boards.
31-17, 6 to play here in the fourth quarter in this Mississippi Athletic Conference battle. Stolen by Dawson Dorsey. She's going to go down and get the finish. That's the 8th point now for the junior. Or excuse me, just the sophomore is Dorsey.
Yeah, they're all young, both teams. Get that passing lane and you got a problem.
Riley Moss, ball dead. That's not what you want to do. You got to keep that dribble. And a hustle play here. It's going to be white ball as Maddie Peterson and Dawson Dorsey battle for the loose ball. And it goes out of bounds to the Muskies as Emily Webking checks back into the game.
That's what you like to see. Both those players diving at the ball. They don't worry about their bodies.
We have another full timeout here by the Muskies. 5:30 to go. We're going to step away It's for 30 seconds here on the Muskies Sports Network and Discover Muscatine.
At Avenue Subs, our sandwiches are sliced fresh, made to
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
High school, the Muscatine Muskie girls trailing Davenport Assumption 33-17, just 5.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. And Chuck, it's been another topsy-turvy kind of fourth quarter beginning with the defense and loose ball scrambles really winning the day this fourth quarter.
Well, you know, we're going to have to create chaos to try and get back in here. Assumption handles the ball really well, and it's going to be a difficult situation, but we're trying hard. We're really getting after it.
Zoe Long will inbound to Webking. She'll bring it up the floor over to Moss. Webking looking to shoot. Nope, she'll work the ball back around to Moss. Moss slashes in the middle. Her pass is wrangled by Eagle. Webking with the take. Blocked, and then she's going to pick up a foul. Schubert gets the block, gets the rebound, and then draws the foul. So 4 team fouls for each as the Muskies trail by 26 here with 5:13 to play.
That was just a frustration foul
in the fourth quarter. The Knights work the ball. Anderson, Moore, Schubert, Locken, and Dorsey on the floor for the Knights. As Eagle, Webking, Moss, and Long, along with Emma Zillig, try to create another turnover for the Muskies. Assumption working the ball around the perimeter, running some clock.
We're playing good D.
Webking forces the pass back to Anderson. Good help by Emma Zillig. Steal. She's got a run out. 1-on-2. Shot up and good.
Excellent play.
Emma Zillig creating her own offense. Ooh, almost intercepted there by Riley Moss. I'd be really interested to see what Riley Moss would look like as a defensive back on the football field. She's so fast and physical.
She could be a back.
As the Knights work the ball around. Shot is up, and that's going to be a foul. That'll send Schubert to the line. Avery Eagle with her foul. That's her third foul.
Depending upon if she makes it or not, this could be our advantage.
Schubert with 4 coming into this free throw. She makes the first.
She has a nice shot.
Leading scorer for the Knights, averaging just under 9 points per game. Second free throw opportunity for Schubert. Gets the friendly roll, and that's 2 shots made for the freshman. And she'll get a break as Corey Whitlock, with a senior, will check back into the ball game.
You get another ball handler in the game for them.
And their leading scorer for the night, Whitlock with 10 points. Webking gets into the corner to Bodie. Bodie over to Zillig.
We can't take too long here. We got to get a good
3.5 minutes to play in the ball game as Muscatine trying to find an offensive look. Zillig gets it to the top of the key to Bodie. Bodie over to Webking. Shot up. No good. Air ball rebounded by Locken. And she'll get it to Anderson, who brings it up for the Knights. 35-19, Assumption leading Muscatine. Dorsey's pass is deflected and intercepted by Maddie Peterson. Zoe Long brings it up, and she is contested the whole way up the floor by Natalie Moore. Good ball handling there from the junior.
Oh, there's
a foul. Locken called for the reach.
Still not in 1-on-1s, either team.
2 fouls to give for each team. Or 1 foul, excuse me. It's both teams with 5 team fouls. Here's Grace Bodie. It's almost a box and one now. Zone look from the Knights.
Yeah,
face guarding Zoe Long is Moore. And she's in her grill.
She's tough. Zoe's working hard, but it's well defense.
Peterson has the ball in the corner. She works it back around to Bodie. Over to Zillig. Zillig to Peterson. Zillig now slashes to the rim. Shot up, no good. Battled for the rebound by Peterson, but Locken able to secure it for the Knights. 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Muscatine trails 35-19.
We only get the one shot. We can't get on those offensive boards very good.
As Anderson has the ball right over the midcourt line. She gets it to Locken. Zillig now extends, tries to slap it away. Locken dead in the corner, back to Anderson. Anderson over to Dorsey. Dorsey to Locken. And they get it inside to Whitlock. She goes up, over to her left and finishes. That's 12 points on the night for Corey Whitlock.
She's been the player.
Minute and a half to go here in the fourth quarter. Oh, that's another turnover for the Muskies. Grace Bodie, the sophomore, errant pass. And checking into the ball game now for the Muskies. It's Olivia Harmon. As Coach Orvis takes a full timeout, we're going to leave it right here. So Chuck, this has just kind of been a situation where no matter what you do, no matter what card you play, Assumption's just had an answer for it if you're the Muskies.
Yeah, they're a very nice basketball team, and they don't have any, well, you know, they may have a star, but it doesn't look like it.
Sure.
They're just a well-balanced team. And
they
really
might have one in the making in the freshman Ava Schubert.
Yeah, in the future they will have. But they have a lot of real nice ball players. They handle the ball well, and they play really good defense. And except for the turnovers, we haven't played a terrible game, but we just haven't been able to put it in the bucket. That's what you got to do.
When this style of play that Assumption plays with the pressure, it's, you know, I've said this before on the air. It's reminiscent of one of the coaches that I kind of grew up watching, and Jamie Sale, the head basketball coach at Morningside College, my alma mater, who's won 7 national titles. You put that pressure. You put 4 guards on the floor, and you put the pressure on the other team. Everyone can handle the ball. Everyone can shoot. But most importantly, everyone can steal and defend, and that's really what Assumption does so well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams actually do that.
It's a very effective way to play basketball.
I think the Hawkeyes kind of look like it at a time. Several times they get those 4 smaller guys out there. That's the type of play.
How about the job Lisa Bluter has done? Everyone thought you graduate the player of the year. It's going to be a down year, and all they've done is go out and take the lead in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What a fantastic coach Coach Bluter is. Got some ties to the Quad Cities, former St. Ambrose coach. A lot of these Assumption Knights spent a lot of time on that Bees campus as well.
Yeah, well, she's been successful every place she's been. Quality.
48 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Muscatine trailing 37-19. Maddie Peterson trying to get the ball into the hands of the shooter, Grace Bodie. Olivia Harmon skips it down to Emma Zillig, and she is pushed. So that'll be 6 team fouls now. That foul will go on Locken, as Bodie will inbound. Gets it to Harmon. Harmon drives. She gets it back out to Zillig. 30 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. And that's a steal by Whitlock, who's stolen back by Peterson.
Ooh.
And they're going to call Peterson for a charge. She kind of put her shoulder down.
Well, Maddie's going to go to the bucket, you know that.
Yep. And Dawson Dorsey takes the charge after turning it over.
You'd rather have that than not being aggressive.
Anderson will bring it up. 20 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. She gets it to Moore. Moore to Locken. And they will keep it out. They'll keep the ball out as much as they can. Out to Anderson. 10 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. And the Knights just trying to bleed the clock. 4, 3, 2, and that'll do it here as the Davenport Assumption Knights defeat the Muscatine Muskies 37-19 in this Mississippi Athletic Conference battle. We're going to step away here for 2 minutes, and we'll be back with a post-game show brought to you by our fine broadcast sponsors here on Discover Muscatine and the Muskie Sports Network.
Choose Poop Pals for your local pet waste management, lawn care service, snow removal, and much more. Starting as low as $7, call your friendly neighborhood pooper scoopers for a quote. Proud supporter of Muskie Sports.
Get into the manufacturing industry of your choice on your terms. We prepare you with hands-on training, flexible class schedules, and a network of employers after graduation. Now that's community. We are Eastern Iowa Community Colleges, the community's college.
All right, guys, we got some great news. There's a rumor out there. There's a huge sales call coming in today.
Good thing Jimmy's not here to steal my thunder again.
A big sale? I wonder who it is.
Did I pack a tuna sandwich this morning?
Why wasn't I in the last commercial?
All right, everyone on the same page?
You guys are not going to believe this. Oh, I got it. Oh. Hello, this is Jim. Can I help you?
Yep. Thank you for the business.
The mission of our company is to serve our clients with the most efficient and courteous service available.
People in our community, when they ask, who are we going to get for pest control, please call Bosch.
Remember, insects or pests, call the best. Bosch Pest Control.
Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is where Muskie fans go before the game. Our Southern Mexican cuisine is truly unique to Muscatine, and we make sure everyone who walks in is treated like family. Chicharo's Mexican Restaurant is a proud supporter of Muskie Athletics.
Welcome back to Muscatine High School as the Muscatine Muskies fall to Davenport Assumption. 37-19 was the final score as the Muskies fall to 10-6 on the season, and Assumption moves to 11-7 on the year, and they sweep the Muskies this year. Chuck Van Heck on the call with me tonight. You know, we're in our Muscatine Power and Water post-game show, and if you look at tonight, Muskies were led the way in scoring by Emma Zillig. She had 6 points. Assumption's Corey Whitlock led the way with 12 points. Not one person really taking charge and being a dominant scorer. The tail of the tape tonight was turnovers, and Muscatine was on the short end of that.
Yes, it certainly was. And Assumption, you got to take your hat off to them. They played a very nice ball game altogether. And we came out the first quarter and dug a hole, and we just could never get out of it, and that was the story of the game.
And, Chuck, as we look at tonight, you know, our Guadalajara offensive player of the game, who do you have as our Guadalajara offensive player?
Well, I think Eagle. She came in and gave it a spark and really played hard the second half, and I think she's the person that I would give it to.
Yep, Avery Eagle with 5 points on the night, and our Eastern Iowa Community College's defensive player of the game. It's a tough one.
It's hard to say. You know, Assumption's such a good team that they worked hard, but again, I would probably go with Maddie Peterson. I think she worked hard on defense and got some rebounds.
Had her with 2 block shots tonight as well.
Yeah, I think she'd be the person that I would go with there.
And then our Chicharo's Tequila Bar and Grill play of the game.
You got one?
I really think one of the closest things is going to be Zillig's steal that she was able to go down and get the layup. Tried to change the momentum, but just too much for the defense, or the offense was the Assumption defense tonight.
Yeah, it just we were pretty limited in what we ended up doing. You know, fourth quarter we only got 2 points, and so those 2 quarters just really killed us. But you got to give a lot of credit to Assumption, and they played hard, and we played hard also. But they're just a little better tonight.
You know, the real story of the night, though, tonight was the celebration of Coach Jeff Tank. His son Aaron actually just approaching here.
Yeah, there's
Shake
Aaron.
some hands. Aaron, welcome back. And we were honoring Coach Tank tonight, and his former players able to raise over $17,000 to endow a scholarship in Jeff's honor. Just a tremendous night, showing the support of the community, and also just showing how much everyone loved Coach Tank, who unfortunately passed away from cancer this fall. His whole family able here to be here tonight as well. And it's bittersweet. You lose a game that people don't want to lose, and Muscatine falling to Assumption, but the sweetness is seeing this is what it's about. It's about community, and Muscatine showing yet again why it's one of the best communities in the state of Iowa.
No doubt about it, and you know, to have as many young ladies come back as they did, it just shows you what a great person Jeff Tank was. And you know, you always appreciate him, but too bad you appreciate him more when they're not around.
It's a bummer of a deal.
Yep.
And, Jeff, again, legendary coach at Muscatine, legendary friend, legendary farmer, but his family, you can see why he was so proud of them and everything. And it's fun to see, you know, the grandkids out doing cartwheels on the floor that he spent so many years coaching other people's children on. You know, he was smiling looking down at tonight.
Yeah, he would be proud, and he should be.
Again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been Chuck Van Heck sitting in for Brian Musell. Got the night off. It's the Discover Muscatine Muskie Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back next Tuesday night. So we're signing off here. From Muscatine High School, I'm Joel Krausar. Thanks so much.